Hi there viewers, I'm Nico GTR and welcome to Dirt Rally 2.0. Today I'm going to be talking you through some tips and tricks that have helped me as a beginner in my rally journey. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to catch future content. Without further ado, let's crack on with these top tips. Tip number 1 is to start small. Choose one of the lower powered front wheel drive cars from the historic collection, like what I'm driving today, the Mini Cooper S or the Lancia Fulvia HF. These cars are not quite as quick as others available in the game, but this is actually really helpful when starting out. The slower speeds will give you more time between each corner to position the car and set up for the next turn. Also, the lower powered engines make handling a little easier and are a bit more forgiving if you apply a little too much throttle. Tip number 2, slow and steady wins the race. So we've already chosen a slower car, but it's still possible to overdo it when out on an event. When travelling at high speeds, you increase the risk of a crash that could lead to a number of things like damage to the engine, punctures or other wheel damage, or having to have the car recovered, incurring a time penalty. Damage to the car will decrease its performance, and so you have to weigh up how much time you would lose by going too fast, potentially crashing and limping to the end of the stage, against just taking it easy, at a comfortable pace, taking a little longer to get to the finish, but with no damage and no time penalties incurred. Another point to bear in mind is service stops. The next one may not be for a couple of stages, and if you've taken heavy damage, you're going to struggle through the next couple of stages, which will really reflect in your overall time. Tip number 3 is to reduce the number of distractions. Dirt Rally 2.0 requires high level of concentration, and distractions offer plenty of opportunity for mistakes and crashes. I recommend removing as much of the HUD display as you're comfortable with to keep your eyes focused on the road ahead. By removing the various timing displays and sector progress bar, they will not influence your driving. Poor sector times often lead to overdriving to make up for lost time, and more often than not this results in a crash. I do leave the rev meter display though, just as a reminder of which gear I'm in. Tip number 4 links with number 3, and it is to boost your senses by removing the pace note icon display. By doing this, you are removing an information input into your eyes and another distraction from the road. You will now need to listen to your co-driver for the pace notes. This will be tricky at first and may take a little time to get used to, but by using your ears for directions and removing another visual distraction, your eyes can be fully focused on the road. Both your visual and listening senses will improve, and in the long run it will really benefit your driving. Tip number 5 is to use the Leaderboard Ghosts. Select a stage that you'd like to improve on and set a base time. Now head to the leaderboard through the service area and find a time that is 1 second quicker than yours. Set this driver as a ghost and head out for another run. Now that you have a target, following the ghost will encourage you to go faster by offering insight into where you can improve. They may take a different line through a turn, brake a little later, or go flat out where you lift off. Once you've beaten the ghost, jump back to the leaderboard and find a time 1 second quicker than your new personal best. Head out for another run and repeat the process. Doing this over and over will result in massive gains to your pace and is a technique recommended by many of the top drivers. So in conclusion, ladies and gents, tip number 1 was to choose a low powered car to start out like the Mini Cooper S. Number 2, slow and steady wins the race. Take it easy, avoid damage and time penalties, and you'll see yourself further up the standings. Tip number 3, reduce distractions. Only have the necessary displays turned on to improve your focus on the road ahead. Number 4 was to boost your senses. Remove the pace note icon display and listen to your co-driver, removing further visual distraction, boosting visual focus and listening ability. And tip number 5 was to use the Leaderboard Ghosts. Rapidly improve your pace by giving yourself a target and beating it. So there we are, the top tips and tricks that have helped me as a beginner on Dirt Rally 2.0. Let me know in the comments if any of these techniques have worked for you, and if you have any others that have really helped you improve your rally driving. Subscribe to the channel to catch future Dirt Rally 2.0 content, and hit that like button if you've enjoyed today's video. I'll let you enjoy the last couple of minutes of this stage, almost a clean one but for one or two mistakes, as you'll see in just a moment. Until next time, thanks everybody.